So today I'm going to be taking this bell housing off. I've already got the transmission out. But I need to take that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, that bolt. I don't know if there's one more up there, but there's that bolt, and that one. And then I'll show you guys it. And I'm going to check the pilot bearing because the shaft was a little scored. So I'm going to set you guys up and show you how I do it. I believe it's a 14 mil, so I got one on the impact. Yeah, it's a 14. I think there's one more, maybe not. So I took 4 out of that side. I took 3 out of this side. I'll have to push that insulation up to see. Try and get you guys a good view. Yeah, there's one right there. I don't know why this is falling down. But, yeah. Here's the last bolt. So there's 8 bolts, and then this will pop right off. Just be careful you don't drop it on yourself, and make sure you don't snag your slave cylinder like I slightly did. So now I need to pull this clutch off. Geez, this stuff is all oily. I'm wondering if my rear main seal's bad again. It's an almost brand new one. Okay, so these little bolts are 10 mil, or 3/8 I mean. You just pop them out and set them to the side. So there's 2, 4, 6 bolts. 8 bolts. need to rotate this motor so I can get to the top two. Honestly, I'm surprised I was able to do that. So grab your impactor, socket, and ratchet and all that again, and then take these last two out. I'm gonna have to move you guys so I can hold this up and then take that last bolt out. Try not to drop it like I did, but you need to stay out of the way just in case it does do that. Ooh. Oh. So yeah, that pilot bearing's completely gone. No needle bearings. I don't know what the metal materials would be down here or where they would be at, but that thing's gone. And my starter's loose a little bit. I need to do that. I don't know how I'm gonna get that pilot bearing out. I have a new one, but oh, there's a little bit of metal right there, probably from that pilot bearing. I might just pull this flywheel off and bell housing and stuff, but I'm not sure yet. I might just pull this. Well, I'll try to get that pilot bearing out as it is. So right now, I have the new pilot bearing still in the bag. I don't want it to get dirty. So I'm just gonna see if it will even slide in a little bit, which it doesn't feel like it, which means it still has this little sleeve in it from the old pilot bearing. You know, line this thing up. So now I can grab this other screwdriver and get in there. And it broke it. Okay, if I can get this thing out. I got it popped out a little bit on the inside. You can see right there, I think it went all the way through. So now I can hit it with this screwdriver again, a bigger screwdriver. There it is. Wonder if there's any scoring. Yeah, there's scoring because that's what the outside of the bearing looks like, and that shouldn't look like that. And that's the inside. So it's scored right there. I don't know about anywhere else. If I can get off my slave cylinder. Yeah, that's all scored. But I'll see if the new pilot bearing will fit without that. I guess the bag was already open. But yeah, it'll fit in there. So I'll go find a piece of wood so I can set it on there and then tap it barely so you don't ruin the new bearing. And I'll have to grease it this time because last time I put this new bearing in, I forgot to put grease on the shaft and stuff, so I think that's why this one went out, which it's really bad because if I can get this one out, you see this little lip right here? That thing's completely gone. This is what they both look like. Side to side. Side by side, I mean. So, I'll go find a piece of wood. Okay, I'm back. So, I don't think it matters which way the pilot bearing goes. And I got this small piece of wood. Gotta make sure there's no dirt on it. So you can do this. Gently tap it in. It's almost in. My hearing aid's falling out of my ear, so I'll fix that. Okay, the new pilot bearing's in. You have to do it until it's flush with this part. So it's in. So I need to put this clutch back on, which I need to figure out how to do it without dropping it on myself. So I'll get back to you guys when I am ready. So I went and grabbed my old input shaft, and this was last time I pulled my transmission. These bearings are all pitted, so I ended up putting another used shaft in it, and now I'm going to put a new bearing on this one or the other one, but I'm going to use this as an alignment pin to hold the clutch in place. So I'll show you guys that. Hopefully I didn't damage my clutch when it dropped. This looks good. It's all discolored, but it's not bad. I can still put it on. The clutch still looks good. Yep. So I think it goes with this bigger side down onto this. So now I need to set this stuff up there. I don't know if this is supposed to have play. This middle piece where the input shaft goes, but I'm sure it is supposed to be like that. So yeah, flip this up a little bit where I can get this shaft in there if I don't want to slide out from under it. Like this. Slide the shaft in there. And then you lift this up and line that nipple up with the pilot bearing. Yeah. If I can get over there. Make sure it's all the way in. So that will hold it. Now I need to grab these bolts and line up these holes wherever they are. One right there. Okay. Now I need to do one on the opposite side so I can put all the bolts in. Okay. Now I need to put the other 6 in, I think. Yeah, I believe there's only 6 left. You don't have to tighten them by hand, you just have to thread it on a couple threads. Just like that. Now I think there's yeah, there's this one and these two up here that I need to do. If I got two in my hand, now I got this one. You have to push the top of the clutch in so you can get these ones started. And then I need to blindly do these two up here. Okay, that one started. Now I need to push this oily mess up and figure out where this one goes. Right there. Okay. So that one started. Now I need to grab the impact with the 3/8 again. And don't tighten it all the way. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should check the rear main before I do all this. Yeah, I'll check the rear main. I think I'll need to rotate this motor again so I can get to these ones up here. Ow. Okay, so this is sitting on there. I just need to take this last bolt out. Okay. So all the bolts are out for that again. So now I need to manhandle it off again. Pull the clutch all the way up. And then, okay. Then set it down without hurting yourself. Okay, that's out of the way. Now I need to figure out what size this thing is. These 2, 4, 6, 7, or 8 bolts. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 8 bolts. Ow. Hit my finger on the bolt right there. So I'll take this off, look at the rear main, and if I need a rear main, I'll have to order one, because I don't have one. Unless my brother or my dad has a spare one laying around. But the new pilot bearing's in at least. So I'll show you guys when I do that. So it's an 18. If you take these 8 bolts out, if I can get on it right. Oh, that one was loose. I don't know why. Maybe I'll have to put Loctite on it this time. I don't know if I did last time. These 3 are extremely tight. So I'll keep trying it. If not, I'll have to figure it out. All that clutch material's right here, but it's all cleaned off now. I think the battery's dying. I don't know how I'm going to get it without the impact, because if I try to break them loose, this whole motor will rotate. So, I don't know. I'll keep trying until this battery dies, I guess. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it. So I'll charge up the battery a little bit more or go find another one. Okay, I'm back. I charged the battery for a little bit. Let's see if it'll get it now. There's one. I don't know if it's gonna be able to do it. So I got them loose by putting a breaker bar, or not a breaker bar, a pry bar right here, and pushing it with my legs, and then using a ratchet with a pipe to break them loose. So now I can take these both out. If I can find the socket. There you are. So now I need to figure out how to get it out without crushing me. My fuel line, I guess, popped out of this thing on the frame. Right there. This is just hanging there. But they're all out. It's just sitting up there, so I need to grab it, set it on my chest somehow without hurting myself. And yeah, so I'll probably have to move this stuff so I can go that way and have my arm, this arm over here, and then this arm over here to grab it. So I'll move all this right now. Like that. There's a piece of the pilot bearing. It's all grenaded. This rear main seal still looks good. Doesn't look like it's leaking. Could have been the front seal on the transmission making it look like this. Double checking, making sure it's still good, which it still looks good. There's no oil that I can see coming out of this area. So I'm probably gonna have to put this back in. I guess might as well get all these metal pieces out of this that are for, oh, all the needle bearings are back there. But might as well clean it all out so I can put this new one in, or this flywheel back in. Okay. Turn it where those holes will line up. Make sure you hold it until you get a bolt in at least. Okay. Got a bolt started. Now I need to grab the rest of them. Thread them in. Make sure you don't cross thread them. Ow. Hit my elbow on something on the floor. So now I need to grab the impact again after I make sure these are started a couple threads. So I'm gonna have to go find my torque wrench so I can torque all these to spec after I search it up. Last time I just put a breaker bar here, I believe, and then I just used a breaker bar to just tighten it. I mean, use a pry bar here and then a breaker bar to tighten all these to make sure they were tight. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna do anything else today, so it probably won't be until I get my transmission rebuilt and put the new and have my brothers help to hold the front of the motor or something so I can tighten these down, torque them down to spec, and then I can put the clutch plate and the flex plate, I think it's called, on here with this shaft. And then whenever I go to put the transmission in, make sure I grease the pilot bearing and the shaft, input shaft. So I'll see you guys when I do it next.